Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me a third time, we're not having it. Oh, what is up, Static Gamers? It is Nathaniel S5496, and I'm also here with Clouded Way today. Would you welcome to say hello?
Salutations, everyone.
Salutations. I gotta put the elite saying salutations over you. best line ever. Alrighty. Well, today I have seen and watched 1,000 videos. Not really 1,000 videos, but a whole lot while I was at work today. And I basically just got I think me and Cloud both agree that I think Halo is pretty much done. Like, at least under 343. I don't know how you truly stand on that, Cloud, but
My thoughts on it are 343's just not done the job they needed to. I will admit, when Halo 4 did come out, I was ecstatic. I wanted to see what Chi's next adventure was. When I realized that it was an okay adventure, story didn't really grasp me. They shed more light on the Forerunners than what they should have. The last video I had just watched before we got into this had pretty much explained that whole concept as well. Leave the Forerunners as mysterious. Bring them to the forefront as the actual villains instead of kill off Cortana, bring her back in Halo 5 as the villain. It didn't really make sense.
I think the majority of the people agree with you, because even the people who supported Halo 5 did not like the campaign. I mean, look at Ozolai, for example. And he even basically rage quit the Halo community when Halo Infinite was released. Anyway, I was pretty open about how I defended Halo 4, but after a while, I definitely do not agree that, well, I do agree that 343 needs to be removed. There's a huge movement going on right now where everyone's saying hashtag fire 343 or hashtag fire 343i, and honestly, I feel like they deserve it, because I don't know if you have you watched the update video, Cloud?
Which update video?
The 343 one, the main one.
The one about the roadmap?
Yes.
No, I have not. I refuse to watch it because every video I see has referenced it and has taken every key point out of it.
I completely didn't notice it when I went through, but they suddenly said they were canceling local co-op campaign. So basically,
You didn't know that?
Nope, I didn't know that till recently, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so I'm overly pissed off, because they seem to have so many things wrong with it. They think we're competitive. They think that, I mean, yes, there are people competitive, but like that's a whole.
The competitive community is a minority in the Halo.
It's a single pillar of Halo, and they are trying to say that's an identity of Halo, and it's not.
No.
At the core identity of Halo is its overall aspect. It's not even the gameplay itself, not even the Halo triangle that's so basic to Halo. It's literally the fact of you play with your friends. It's a party game. That is probably, I think you would agree that that's the true identity of Halo. And
hopping custom games, co-op, or whatever, set some ground
or
rules
ranked.
That you can't do
if you are the sweat, there's ranked. But
yeah,
that's the problem I've had with 343 for a while. And it was funny, because back when Halo 4 and 5 was out, I would get so much backlash for Sangheili. I always have to bring that up. I'm a big defender of the elites, and I know you are too, being a part of the Sangheili community as well. But it's like, they get
that's my problem.
They get, you don't have to be part of the Sangheili community. Just being Sangheili community just means you like to play as elites, which is understandable. But freaking it was just weird, because there was this period where simply mentioning, hey, I like to be an elite, people would send you, I've gotten it before, where they were literally sending me death threats just because I was an elite. And I've had that happen to me, and I was like, that's stupid. And I had people get so salty just because I think that they should be present. and that's mostly because they were present in games prior. I've also I made a post on Waypoint a while back. I didn't mention playable elites and stuff like that, but I went into a more overall grand scale, and I talked about development patterns that 343i has, or I mean that Bungie has that 343i doesn't, and you can really see it per game. It's that every time 343 makes a game, a content of some piece, shape, form is removed, even if it is their own piece of content. So yeah. I made, actually I'm going to get on Halo Waypoint and look that post off, because I wanted to highlight that in a video, but I never got to because I don't want to cite it to my account.
Yeah, in Halo 4 we lost one piece of content. I think it was Forge, if I'm correct. And they brought that back at some point with, I believe I am wrong, but I didn't feel like Forge was really present in Halo 4 at the time.
Yeah, okay, so I made a post that basically was titled "Everything Was Missing," and it literally listed everything that Halo has ever done that is not in Halo Infinite. I'm just going to read that off real quick. So, and this is based on if Bungie was developing the game. This was everything that we should have seen, and that 343 doesn't do. Anyway, so the first thing is
more.
Right. So the first thing is rating. Halo would be rated M, not teen. I'll be honest. I've said this in a video prior. Halo just doesn't have the same appeal as it rated E, rated teen for teen. I do believe there's an audience for that. Like the Halo Mega Bloks game that we never got could have been a rated E game, but Halo itself is rated M. It's always been a military shooter. On the side of being a party game, and you really it's really hard to do a true military shooter, especially a sci-fi military shooter, without getting into dark topics. It just doesn't really work, and I think that's one of the reasons it was hard for them to move forwards, especially with.
Now that we're on the topic of the rating system, let's talk about Halo 4. It was rated T, right?
I don't remember. Let me look that up. Google.
Well, if it's rated T, there's one scene in there that should have made it rated M. And I think you know the scene I'm talking about. The composer scene, where everyone on the station gets composed in skeleton form.
I think it is rated M.
Dust meshes. It's been a while since I played Halo 4. I don't touch the game anyway. Well, not
I only do on MCC.
Know what I did.
The last time I've seen you touch it is when you and I played.
That's about it.
Okay, so Halo 4 was still rated M, but ironically, I think that was only because of the blood, because there wasn't no, like, when it comes to the campaigns, like the Marines and all that, but you know, just getting away from that, that's getting to the advanced stuff. We're talking basic at the moment. So yeah, but was rated M, not teen, and there's a huge reason for that. Main menu, for one, would have had campaign, the arena multiplayer, Spartan Ops. I put a maybe on that one in my post. The file share system, the custom game / browser, Forge, and theater, and then the weapon drills. I actually like the weapon drills. That was one of my favorite things, even as a casual person. It was just kind of fun to go in and shoot targets. I usually like shooting range in my first-person shooters, especially even like Call of Duty. When I go there, it's just a lot of fun to see how fast I can shoot a target. I just like that prospect of it. It's also a great.
I won't deny that is a good thing to get training done if you have no one else to shoot at.
yeah. I'm not really looking at a training thing. I'm literally looking at it as I was doing it for fun. So that's why I liked it. It was just fun to shoot targets. I like to see what I can do, and so that's where I like the weapon drills. But yeah, well, we get on to game modes, and this one's where a lot of it's missing, and a lot of you are going to be like, maybe even forget these game modes existed. Some of these, but they did. And they were all present in Halo Reach. They were all present, and the majority.
There was a few that didn't come to Reach that were in CE 2 and 3,
Yeah,
they
but
did
those
eventually
were
make it
those were variations of Slayer and stuff like that.
there. That
We're talking like unique game modes. Now, some of these are
too.
from.
VIP, Juggernaut.
Yep, I'll get there. Some of these were also from 343's era that we haven't seen again either. So yeah, starting off.
Side?
Yep. So I'll read them off real quick. There's Juggernaut, Headhunter, Capture the Flag, One Capture the Flag, Stockpile, Oddball, Crazy King, King of the Hill. Those were two separate modes. Territories, Slayer, SWAT, Slayer Pro, which I remember, Infection, Assault, Breakout, Keep Away, Dominion, Race, Regicide, Ricochet, Extraction, Flood, which is essentially Infection, Strongholds, and I believe I mentioned Infection itself. I see those as two separate independent modes. Griffball, Blarg Ball, I miss Blarg Ball, VIP, Invasion, I do miss Invasion, Warzone, Warzone Assault, Warzone Firefight, I tied that in with regular Firefight, and then Last Spartan Standing, Land Grab, Fiesta, Total Control. As you notice, I even mentioned some of the Halo Infinite ones. And then for functionality, yeah, we have all these game types that are just missing, and each one of these were developer made and could be modified within custom games to make your own unique modes. When you compare that to Halo Infinite right now, that's underwhelming.
Oh yeah, especially in Halo Infinite. Right now, some of the other YouTubers are actually able to, I believe we can as well, get into custom games and access some of these modes that are already in the game. 343 just won't put them out in circuit.
Yeah, I believe
in some form or fashion.
I believe some of them, yes. Then I went on to the functional, and playable Spartans, obviously, playable elites, obviously, because they existed. Spartan customizations. I said stuff like your base sets and then your seasonal content. Then the Halo Reach style customization. If not Halo Reach, then Halo 3s would be successful, or seasonal content. So like the armor cores, I don't totally throw out, because I think as a standalone, yes, but it needs to be alongside the base stuff. We don't even have an armor progress system. Armor that can be unlocked by player per choice via credit system, or special armor that, you know, the more special armor, the more it can cost type of thing, you know, like how you had in Climate Weather and Halo Reach. A ranked progression system, which we really don't have a good version of that. Armor that can only be unlocked via impressive achievements, for example, Achilles, or Vidmaster, or Helioscrill based achievements. Spartan customization and elite armor colors using the Halo MCC method, which I prefer much more. And let's see, hold on, what did I say here? I was talking about how the armor core system was just a bad thing. I want to see the return of the male and female body with additional tag types that were introduced to Halo Infinite. It's just really weird that they do not let you represent who you want to be as a Spartan. Like seriously, especially
Instead,
since
you got this little slider that you can just slightly see the change in body shape in the.
All it changes is your gut. So like, if you wanted to be a feminine Spartan, you just can't. It just doesn't exist. Yeah. It's not a huge deal because previous Halos didn't have it, but it's taking.
And Halo CE didn't, but 3 did. You could see a slight change.
It just changed the voice. It was still the same player model.
Yeah.
Maps, obviously. I didn't go into details on the maps, but I really don't need to. Every long-time Halo fan knows how many maps are freaking missing from that game. And then, of course...
everybody else has gone into detail about the missing maps already. So
yeah.
We'll just move on.
All of this is missing, and... I did list co-op campaign on here, did I not? I don't think I did.
You did.
Yeah, and they're pretty much cutting that. It's stupid. It's a stupid decision. I said it in my last video. They're not working smart. They're trying to work harder, but not smarter. And
they think they're working smarter, but they're not.
Yes, and so when they came on, everything blew up in their face. And I'm going to be honest with this. The only reason I have an Xbox The only reason I pay for Game Pass in my Xbox Live subscription, if you're listening, Microsoft, is Halo. So if we lose Halo, I'm switching the PC. Declaring that here. Like, I'll be leaving Xbox because a lot of the other games I play are available on PC.
Same. I'm already playing a old game that me and my family used to play, World of Warcraft. We're actually preparing for the next expansion right now called Dragonflight. Yes, so, I'm actually shouting that out.
So I have to agree with the community who are saying that 343 needs to go. But the problem is, Sean McHalo, or Sean W, my bad, Sean McHalo, I think someone different. I think that's the same guy actually. But Sean brought up an important thing to think about, and that was that if we were to boot 343, we'd be in a weird spot with Halo, because especially now. Because if you didn't know, real world,
scorched earth.
The real world, it's not even that. It's that the real world is having a serious effect right now as well, which is makes this kind of one of those things where it's like, I don't know if this is the right time to be doing this, because America itself is in a place where we could potentially see hyperinflation or hyperdeflation, which both are not very good.
You're starting to cross into territory that should not be here. So
it has to. There's a reason I'm getting into it. The reason why economics is very unstable right now, right? And because of that, Microsoft has ordered a cease and desist in hiring, which means 343 Industries can either be replaced or hired on upon to. So we're stuck with either the bad apples we have, or we risk just stopping development of Halo by doing this. However, there is a potential solution. There is one studio that has worked on Halo that is in a positive light that I think could be the turnaround for Halo Infinite, if at all, and that's Certain Affinity, that has been working on the Tatanka mode. They were also responsible for the Halo 2 Anniversary engine and a lot of the MCC UI changes. And I believe that a portion of them are the primary development team for Halo MCC, which has been in a very, very great state recently. If you haven't heard, they are adding cut CE content from the original Halo CE demo into Halo MCC. As of right now, it can only be accessed via modding. However, having that available to us, including the Halo 2 EA demo and stuff like that within MCC itself, is amazing. It's weird because the MCC team, which I do think is a part of 343 and a Certain Affinity, but I think a Certain Affinity right now is working on Infinite. They're just doing an amazing job on MCC. However,
the thing about that is they've kept themselves quiet enough that nothing is being leaked about Tatanka, which is the interesting part. They know what to do, and they're getting it done right, where 343 is fumbling to get all this out.
Yes. I don't want 343 to stop doing the monthly update, especially if they stay in control, but something has got to change almost immediately. Halo
Just to
will
survive more of the Season 2 right now is actually the death sentence. It needs to be cut off now, and the rest of this year up to Season 3 should just be a relapse.
I'm still a firm believer that we Halo fans pushed for a rushed out Halo Infinite. I still think that Halo Infinite should have had a 10 to maybe 15 year development at the rate they're going.
Did you not hear about the hero shooter that they were playing with as an idea for Infinite?
Oh yeah, I heard about it.
About, 3 years or so on that? And had to scrap it all and rush to make this.
Yeah, it's like I said, I literally think any other studio would do a better job than them. I used to defend them. My mind has completely changed. The only person, and they've lied constantly. Like, they're getting rid of split screen local co-op when they promised that. You know, those things don't go unnoticed. It's like, how am I to trust you Like, all you have for me is promises. And a lot of those promises that you have made us, you don't fulfill at all.
The phrase that we will do better has fallen flat since Halo 4.
Yeah, there's Master Yoda, do or do not. There is no try. And all they're doing is trying. And so, do not.
And if I may quote from Phil Spencer, which I had reheard again, if we lose our way with Halo, we lose our way with Xbox.
Indeed. And I agree. That's ultimately it. Like, this is the third time. I'm not gonna go to the next Halo.
Fourth.
I'm not gonna go to the next Halo if it's 343 Industries. If they abandon Halo Infinite, I'm not going to the next Halo. If I just want a new studio, I'll go to the next Halo if it's a new studio. I mean, that's the way I'm gonna look at it. I think Infinite still has a lifespan to go through. I don't think Forge on itself is going to survive it, because while it is a major pillar of Halo, it's not the only pillar. And the biggest pillar right now is cracked, destroyed, and it's barely holding up the table.
Yeah. They want to focus all of the weight on the competitive pillar. You're not going to get very far. Look at any other game that's focused purely on that. They had a market, they succeeded in. Halo just is not a competitive
There
game.
actually is
Tiny.
There actually is one game that's a really great example of highly competitive, where it's both fun, but it's also casual. It's kind of confusing, but it'll never have esports, despite how skill-based it is. I can't remember the name of the game, or whatever it is, but it's like it's high advanced mobility, and it's all about your ability to move around and aim effectively at high speeds and stuff. Like, you gotta be on the move, and you're versing other players, and it's a lot of fun, right? Even if you're sweating it. Do you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, right?
I've heard of it. I forget the name. I know it's not Titanfall because you can both be on the ground.
No, it's like a fun happy game, but it's very sweaty. But it's a casual sweaty. It'll never be an esports, but it has a following because there are people who love it, and you can do these amazing things in it, but it will never have an esport. And that's because it focuses too much on the sweat side of it, that most players can't play that game, So when you look at Halo, they go too competitive. Your average player will be deterred to play your game because they can't compete. And
the hidden CSR that's present in Halo Infinite right now.
Right, because even if
you play a regular game of Slayer and you win, your hidden CSR rank does not match your rank in Arena rank. And that is a big issue I have there. When you told me this, when we first started playing Infinite, I was like, that don't sound right. Then I realized I am getting swamped in my next 4 games. I said, nope, I'm done.
Yeah, I mean,
I still play Infinite occasionally.
I think they've roughly fixed it, but
no,
they partially did. They partially did, but it's still a problem.
I've hopped into BTB matches a couple of weeks ago, actually, and I had one decent game that felt really good, felt competitive, but felt casual enough that you weren't getting shot from every direction. And the next 3 games after that, total wipes. BTB is the casual mode for Slayer.
I mean, everything is casual. Apparently,
if
people
you want to have big group fun, BTB is there.
That's true. Well, that's also what custom games was for, which we don't have for Infinite, at least in our working state. That people want to try it.
Yep.
Which is very, very sad. Halo is very sad state. The only thing that I'm looking forward to Halo related is MCC. I can't even record content for Halo Infinite because the PC version is so horrendous that my computer shits itself, even though it's should be able to run it, but it can't.
That was one thing they said, is that Halo Infinite on PC will run as if it never chugs. And I don't play Infinite on PC. I know better. I took that one with a grain of salt.
Yeah, just don't play it on PC. It's not good. And well, I mean, essentially their last update put a nail in the coffin, and it's like, what can you do? There's no point. Like, I mean, reversing all our feedbacks, there's no point. It's like, if they haven't listened this far, they ain't gonna listen later. They ain't gonna listen now. They ain't gonna listen
The whales
ever.
that still play the game will continue to shell out what they can.
I don't even think they can do much because they're barely updating new content in the store. What are they gonna buy if it's all the same shit? Like, that's how bad it is.
Yeah.
And
hell, there are better stores in Fortnite, and I don't even play that, but
yeah,
Apex,
I still find it
Warzone.
funny that Sean W mentioned Fortnite the same way I did. It almost makes me feel like he watched my video. I wonder if he did. Hey Sean, if you're subscribed, please let me know.
I doubt he is, but it probably popped up in his recommended page when he was browsing YouTube on one of his off days.
If it did, I'd be happy because that means YouTube's finally pushing my videos out, man, and they haven't done that for a while. I do know, however, that Actman is subscribed to me. I'm pretty on his secondary channel because I tweeted that out one day and he followed me on there and he subbed and I'm like, hell yeah. I did talk to Hidden for a bit too, but I don't.
You actually talked to Hidden Experia?
Oh yeah, I talked to them a couple times on Twitter. I don't even know if I still have I probably still have the tweets. I don't use Twitter that often, honestly. I don't like it as a platform. It's not my thing.
Twitter is Twitter. I have the account just to see the stupid tweets.
I talked to Richard Gildrich though, who's a developer of Halo Wars. He followed me back, and I've been talking to him on DMs. Not constantly. That was like a while ago. That happened back in September 30th of 2021. I was doing some modding stuff for Halo Wars and was asking him questions. Later on, I found out he's in that Halo Wars hub Discord. So I was like, God damn.
A man knows his stuff then.
Oh yeah, definitely. Anyway, pretty much that's it. That's I mean, that's us. That's Halo is just uncertain. It's uncertain. Any final thoughts, Clad?
Really? I don't have much. I really don't.
I think all has been said.
Yep.
Well, guys, if Halo exists in the next few months, I'll be still on Xbox, but if not, I'll see you on PC. This is Nathaniel S 5496 and Clouded Way signing out.